Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. February. How cold is it where you live? Not so bad today. Not a sunny day, particularly here in Asheville. But it's what light you get out of it or what you make out of it. Had a pretty exciting day today. Taking a couple days off. Had a medical circumstance. Not liking it or the outcome. And have to deal with it, and I'm crabby. But let's get creative. Even though we're crabby, we got to monitor our crabby. Can't kick the wall, can't bust any glass, because I love doing stained glass, so I can't be doing that. Well, anyway, yoo-hoo! Tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to get a colorblind test done. It's not my first time. I'm colorblind, by the way, folks. I'm 87%. And almost 100%. It's kind of fun because that's what this video is going to be about a little bit. Talking about this window here and what I learned by being colorblind. Actually, I learned a lot by being colorblind that you might be able to see what's going on here. That's why I keep zooming in and out of this window. But got to do my opening monologue, you know. I'm self-taught and I have synesthesia. Or maybe, or sensory, or I have no idea. It's a different interpretation. It's a lot of sensory, synesthesia, craziness. It's too much senses. Yeah. But anyway, it's caused me to see things in a different light. Yes, pun intended. One of the bases that I realized early on being colorblind was this little formula that I liked: light, medium, and totally clear. I liked three different, you see, clear, caramel, I don't know what color it is, and then blue or purple, whatever you think it is. But anyway, the density, I didn't need to play colors so much as I needed densities and intensities. I started seeing that way. So I wanted dark, medium, and light. Okay, you know, just call it like that. But as you dissect this panel, this very simple panel, but some say with profound imagery, it's got sacred symbols in it. Maybe. These are my hands. These are my hands on the side. And with the pyramid in the middle, and the three, and the trinity, and the feminine and the masculine on the right, and the chakras. Yeah, it could be that. Or it could just be a cool panel. But nonetheless, I dealt with three different intensities. I like dark. I like dark somewhere in my panel. And you see where I put them? Boing. And that's it. And maybe the dichroic pyramid is dark right there. And these are dark because I do like balance. That's another thing. I like balance. I don't want just one dark smidgen. So I kind of like top, bottom, sides. And then smack dab in the middle because that dichroic pyramid is changing colors. That's dichroic. That's how crazy dichro gets, folks. It just shifts, changes, depending on the angle, and especially these little jewel guys. How fun is that? So, yes, it's a sales video because I sell the technology to do that. Haha, it's on my Etsy. Shouldn't be so laughabocious here. But anyway, getting back to this, I also love to play with at least one texture. In this case, I've got three. I've got thin reed. My eyes have little hands and they want to touch and feel. And I don't like people touching and feeling my windows because I polish them up. And I'm being silly about it, but I'm really that way. And this is not a polished window. It's been leaning up against the wall and I need to video it. I should have cleaned it. Anyway, this is called Delta, and it provides a real glistening. See the fluorescent light behind it. Now, natural sunlight, this is real glistening, and all these little lines really stand out. I like clear texture next to clear. Now, this is clear seated, not window clear, but I have different feelings about clear textures. They have different velocities to them. Perhaps that's the synesthesia that's talking, but I can tell that this causes a blank space, a negative, where this gets to come forward. This is pulsing at me. Pulsing, literally, because of the veins in it. It's energy. And I'm feeling this energy of that texture, especially next to this, which is very controlled. It's clear seedy. Spectrum. Bummer. What are we going to do with that clear seedy now? And this is called flute. Oh, I lied. There's even more clear textures. This is called flute. And what's interesting is image doesn't flow down the tracks. It goes exactly opposite. See that? That's multi-imagery, but it's following the tracks perpendicular. That's why I like using flute. That'd make a beautiful shot. Oh, that's my cabinet behind there with just bottles on it. But when you back it up, you don't know what it is. That's what's so cool about flute. See, that's uber energy for me. I could get so dizzy just doing this with my camera that I could go a little vertigo. I know. Energy people. I don't care what color they call it. I don't care if they call it a color, have a color, want a color. I am feeling crazy energy just doing this with the camera. But that's what's fun about sensory. If you can tame that lion, you can have fun with it. So back up the camera. Look at the dark spots. Now look at the caramel. Predominantly on the sides, because I want that to be my hands. I want to be involved in this thing. So it's kind of like that's major me. And then clear textures coming up the middle. I've never had art class. Didn't think I needed to. I'd like to now, but what would I do with it? I've made up my own system. I called it the Genesis system of how I see things, where I can create symmetry if I want to, like this, with uber accuracy. Even if it's squiggle lines, they're replicated as perfectly as mirror imagery. But getting back to the colorblind, remember your intensities and space them, as you saw in here. Give them quadrants. But I like the deep, last, and clear. And I like a clear texture. So you can see that representation right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just right there. Create a combination that you think is going to work. I had no idea these two work. A lot of people said they do. But and art glass, this modeled glass, can be very varying. It could go from a white up to the top to really deep and dark caramel. We're over here. That's the fun part about art glass. Ouroboros, Oceana, Yucca-Guinea, Bullseye, Chicago art glass. That's the cool stuff. So play around and see what you're doing in your shop. Play around with this notion of creating that triad or fourth. I like that fourth one because I love the contrast where this pulls it forward. Thin reed, cube, Wismont cube, some decorative soldering, kind of throw that in there. It's a very simple panel, but it's clean. Cube as well. So look at your spacing, look at your densities, see if you're playing with them all. And that's what creates the outcome is called balance. What do you think? Hey, thanks a lot. Let somebody know you appreciate them today. Bye-bye.